Hello, and welcome. You are about to enter the Large K Podcast.
What's up, everybody? My name is Kazu, and welcome to another episode of Large K Podcast. On this show, I interview interesting bands and artists, and we have conversation about their music, influences, and how they got to where they're at. For this episode, I had a great time speaking with Thyme and Ryan of Rare Form. Rare Form is a dark ambient duo, and they currently have an album out called 6 Months in Hiding. I had a great time doing this interview and learned so much about them, not only about their music and influence, but also about their appreciation on sound in general. Anyway, here's the interview I did with Thyme and Ryan of Rare Form. Enjoy. Of course. We could start out with like first thing, like let's see, Thyme. This one's for you.
Oh, good.
Only.
Dish it up.
I'm like, let's do this. I turn.
Between Ricky and Morty and King of the Hill, which show do you like better?
I think that it's definitely a hard comparison because King of the Hill, Mike Judge is so much more prolific. The King of the Hill is so long. I think there are 10 seasons or more now.
Right.
And the evolution of the characters and the artwork is so extreme, and I love it so much.
10 seasons? I thought because they stopped when there was 5 seasons, right?
It came back. I've seen at least 10.
5 seasons, really?
I've seen at least 10 seasons of King of the Hill.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit.
So I've seen everything.
I didn't know it was that long.
Although
I'm a noob then.
Definitely for modern tasting comedy, Rick and Morty is so good, and I have a huge soft spot / hard on for sci-fi.
/ hard on.
Seriously, that's what it is. Anything, science fiction, I just love that stuff.
Right.
And I love, all the integration of technology, all that I think is really great.
It's really good in Rick and
Morty. So it's a really hard comparison. I think that I would, at this point, put my money on Rick and Morty because I think season 2 will probably just kill it.
Holy shit.
That's the thing, because once they get more seasons, those two are going to be rivaling.
Dude, I'm going to argue on your own thing, because you love Futurama, though.
Yeah, but it's between King of the Hill. That's not the question.
Oh, wait.
It's just between those two, but...
Why did I think... Because
it said sci-fi.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah,
you went straight to that. See, it's King of the Hill. They're totally different.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, then Rick and Morty's better.
But I love King of the Hill. I do love King of the Hill.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool, though. That's just like a little icebreaker. But was Rare Form like a first project for you guys, or...?
Not for me, but...
Not at all for Ryan.
For Thyme, was it... Yours?
This is my first. It's the first time. This is the first time I ever tried to play an instrument besides when, I played the recorder in 4th grade.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I tried a couple different instruments in the house just for fun, but
I had a drum set when I met.
Yeah, I had a drum set. It was fun, but I never was in a group of any kind before.
What made you want to like even like be a part of this or?
To do something with Ryan.
Oh, okay.
We had let's pause there.
It doesn't matter. Keep going. Why am I?
I will, but I'll start up.
Why do I even have an alarm at 8:30? Okay.
What is that
Wake
for?
up, Kazu.
Yeah, what are you asleep right now usually or something?
No, I think it's like one of those times where you try to take a nap and be like, all right, I'll wake up in an hour.
Oh, I do that all the time, and then I get weird alarms from that too because of my napping.
Yeah. No, but go on though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think. Ryan, will you talk about that?
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, Ryan and I always wanted to do something together like that because we've always had similar...
We connect artistically.
Similar taste in music and art in general, even if we don't...
I'm not a visual artist, for example.
Yeah, we don't see it all in the same way, but we always had similar tastes and interests, and I think that when a couple people like bands and have as much time as we did to talk about music and bands, it's just natural to want to do something with that person.
Yeah.
Why'd you want to do it?
Oh, why did I? Well, because I love music. That's why.
But with me.
Oh, with you?
Yeah.
Because you were interested in making the type of music that I wanted to make at the time, actually.
Yeah.
So I got kind of bored of like punk and hardcore.
That's what you were doing before?
Yeah. Mostly.
He was doing Ezra when I met him.
Yeah, that was a band I was in, but
Ezra.
He's like a screamo hardcore.
It's a cool name.
Yeah, it's a good name.
It's supposed to be the prophet in the Bible, the Jewish prophet. He's kind of an asshole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
I went to their shows a couple times when we were first dating.
It's
okay.
okay.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, she didn't. I mean, it's alright. Yeah.
I see. And then you guys decided to call it quits, and then
other people liked it. Yeah, we did.
Some other people did like it.
We played a lot of shows though, so that's fun.
Okay, so the common ground of interest came down to music and art, and then you guys decided to kind of go into this ambient direction.
I think we both really liked Swans a lot.
Swans, okay.
Yeah.
And we both really liked Godspeed,
Yeah.
Black Emperor.
Okay.
And then, I guess kind of grew out of those two major influences, but now it's something totally different.
Yeah.
But
Especially,
always with the same, I don't know, vibe though.
Yeah, especially at that time. I know that I went through a huge Swans phase in high school. I'm probably just still going through it, but particularly in high school.
I don't think it ends.
Yeah, it doesn't end with a band like that. But I loved the idea of long form music and long form songs.
That long.
Right. Yeah.
And Ryan was the only person who seemed to understand that. Not that other people don't, but understand that and actually want to listen to it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. People don't understand how gratifying it is to get to the end of a 35-minute song where the climax just happened and it was totally blissful. Like
Yeah.
people don't have a long enough attention span for that, and I think that's a shame because that's the stuff I live for the most.
It also just shows your chops because if you can play songs for that long, because we'll play 20-minute and 15-minute songs just back to back, which adds up when you play a set or practice.
Yeah.
And it's really good for your stamina.
Right.
To be able to build it up over that time, be able to know that you can play something for a long time.
And you get in live, especially you get in a groove that you would never be able to otherwise without playing it for so long. Yeah. And then it's almost like if you get hypnotized, you don't even realize, and the song would be going on well.
Yeah, it feels a lot shorter than it is.
Right. Yeah. Especially if you're really, really into the music. Actually, when I listened to the album 6 Months in Hiding, yeah, because as I was listening through it, it reminded me of how it's really cool because the rhythm of the track is it's usually like sample loops, and it's not necessarily anything percussive. So it kind of reminds me of something that Tim Hecker, or like Onyatrix Point Never would do. Like
both of those are really rhythmic. Yeah, I would like to think that our music is rhythmic, despite the lack of any rhythm instruments.
Ryan's been a fan for a long time of Tim Hecker.
I like Tim Hecker a lot.
Yeah, Ryan took us to go.
I wouldn't necessarily say our music sounds. Sorry, what was that time?
Oh, I was just saying you took us to see them play one time.
Yeah. To see him play,
See them play, to see Tim Hecker.
I think it's more of like the kind of like a horrifying vibe of it, like that Tim Hecker carries. It kind of carries over to you guys' music.
Yeah, the
suspense.
Yeah, I think the one thing that really does we both have in common is the idea of just being in a big church or being in a reverberant room, or I think those sounds come through on his music and our music, because I think we always gravitate towards the sort of deeper sounds and stuff like that, you know. Especially thematically.
I see. No, I mean, especially because I did get lost a couple times, like, as I was listening to it, because, like, there were some few of those moments.
In a good way or in a bad way?
Well, no, if you got lost, that's a good thing.
No, in both ways. I mean, I'm not saying like in a bad way is like anything negative. It's more of like the kind of the feeling that comes out of you, like, you know, as you listen to it, you know. So like it's not. I wouldn't say it's nothing negative, because, like, especially like halfway through, what was that song, Jailbait? Like, like when the distortion kicked in, I kind of jumped out of my seat, because
it's a huge jump.
I love that part.
It's intentional. People might be like annoyed by that, but it's because the rest of the song's so soft that
I think that
had to take it to 11.
Yeah, I think that the kind of some post rock stuff and the My Bloody Valentine stuff just made us, and the Swan stuff, you know, like we mentioned before, really, really made us always want to play loud.
Right.
So it can be difficult to record that correctly sometimes, and it can be jarring.
Yeah, but
we like it.
But you can always change it.
Yeah, you can always change it. Turn it down.
There's nothing. There's no rock unturned.
Yeah, we expect a lot of times. Especially in longer songs, we expect that people might have to turn the volume, adjust it.
No, you're going to have to, no matter what.
You're going to have to, because there are some parts that, especially when you play them live, are so quiet and intimate, and then it's supposed to get really loud. So if it makes you jump or surprise, that's a good thing. And you turn it down if it is too loud to listen to. So it's interesting. It's a fine line.
Yeah, so like a lot of those cool elements like definitely attracted me towards like that music. So like and I'm still kind of like a noob when it comes to like this ambient drone stuff. So like I'm trying to like get myself into it more.
Yeah, I mean it's hard for a lot of people to want to get into, especially because it's so time consuming. And so
I think also there's like drone and noise music, there's so much garbage.
Yeah, there's a lot of garbage.
There's so much trash. I mean, some people just record whatever ass noise comes out of whatever they're playing, and that is like, you know, I don't know, there's a difference in making drone music and noise music than actually just producing random sound.
Yes.
And I feel like all too often I hear the way that I hear artists do sometimes, and, you know, just in my personal preference, it's like they think just because they're being noisy, it's that type of music, but there's not enough effort put into it.
Well, because when it comes down to it, people respond to the feeling of it being art, not the feeling of it just hurting their ears. Yeah. That's not, unless you want the physical pain, which I do, a lot of other people do, but the vast majority of people do not want that.
Right.
And so you have to connect with them on a level that's not static, pure noise, you know, in the way we think about it.
It's still gratifying though, just to even like kind of knowing that there are some like pleasant like areas like within that type of music, you know, because it's just so layered. So then like kind of knowing that there are all those together, it's cool, because the second time around when you listen to it, you discover something new.
Yeah.
And then you create this relationship with that artist, and then you start discovering more and more stuff. So
that's very true.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you see a really great film that you want to watch over and over and over again. It's like a lot of times, especially nowadays, I don't think people are like that with music unless it's like a top 40 pop song.
Yeah.
Like, you mean willing to give it more of a try?
Giving it so much of your time. Just like, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
especially when something is an hour long and it's extremely layered, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely, as far as being popular goes, one of our downfalls, because it depends on you giving time to that.
Yeah, that's why it's hard to get people interested in the music sometimes, because not everybody wants to listen to...
If they don't want to devote the time,
even a 20-minute song, so it's like...
We have shorter too, like Jailbait's short.
Yeah, that's the shortest song we have, I think.
Yeah. I was wondering, how did you guys get into like swans, like especially kind of early on, like in your life?
I wouldn't necessarily say
I'm not saying like when you're a toddler you get into swans.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it's kind of like, especially like Thyme was saying that she was.
It's an acquired taste. Is that what you're saying?
No, just how.
Yeah, I mean, like, how did you end up like discovering that type of music, and because you guys are like now making it right now, because like especially you were saying that you got into them when you were in high school.
Yeah, definitely.
And like my high school music taste back then compared to like what Swans is, it's like completely out of this world.
Well,
yeah.
Well, time's extremely intense, so...
Yeah, I you know, in high school, too, like, we all listened to garbage in high school, and I definitely did, you know, but I think that mixed in there are a couple gems that I, you know, sometimes you want to keep for the rest of your life, surprisingly. And
right.
They're definitely one of those bands. For me, it was internet perusing, because when you're a
She's
kid...
good at that.
Yeah, when you're a kid, you don't have other ways of doing things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you're on YouTube all the time looking up dumb shit and listening to stuff.
Well, you're young enough to have YouTube as a kid,
in
as
high
a kid.
school.
Oh, high school. I guess, yeah.
Everybody had YouTube, our age YouTube in high school.
Yeah, I guess. I don't think I had YouTube in the beginning of high
You
school.
didn't have a computer?
No, I had a computer. I just didn't. YouTube wasn't popular yet. I think YouTube became popular when I was in like 10th grade.
You're like 2 years older than me.
Well,
10th grade.
I mean, that's how fast things move.
That's high school. You realize that?
Wait, when did you guys graduate?
I was 2011.
2013.
2012. Yeah.
Dude, it was so a thing. I was getting YouTube on my phone in like junior high.
Okay.
Come on.
Maybe I have a poor memory.
I don't know. Well, I was just going to say that for me, it was like searching around like that and finding something super dark.
Right.
And when you're in high school, I think it's a lot of people's experience, especially I know a lot of females' experience, that things are just so heavy and fucking depressing. And
things are hard.
Things are so hard as a teenager. It's so ridiculous. We make things hard for ourselves, but it's just such an emotional time. So when I found like this really heavy, really hypnotic, dark kind of evil sound, I was like totally excited by it.
Yeah.
And never looked back from that. Now I go see them every time possible. They're anywhere near, practically, you know, because I can't get enough of it. It's great. So that was my experience with them.
Yeah. I don't really remember.
I do.
You probably told me about Swans, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to be
you're right.
I didn't want to be
you're
like,
right.
I showed you. I'm trying to remember, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like that.
Well, I mean,
don't
of course,
care.
we
I told you.
Yeah, told you so, you know.
Yeah. I had heard the name 1,000 times before I listened to them for the first time.
Yeah,
but,
you had heard
other than that, I think you were the one that actually coerced me to listen to them.
Yeah, but then he got into it so quickly.
Yeah.
Too.
Dove right in.
Yeah, we both really liked it for the same reasons, I think.
Oh, wow. I think that's like around the time when, The Seer came out? Or...
Yeah.
The Seer came out, I think, when I
2012,
was...
right?
17 or 18. Yeah, no, I think I was 17. And I was totally thrilled by it. And I was like, this band is making a comeback. It's great. Like, I know a lot of people don't think of that as the comeback album.
They had the one right before it, but the Seer is like 2 times as long, and it had like all new material on it.
And
so
it had a ton of new appeal for people. Like, there was way more relatability and a lot of really theatrical soundtrack sounding stuff. Like, I felt like it was more accessible, and it felt like their next big thing that they were doing, because they're always putting things out all over the place, but that was like a definite turning point for them, and that's when that's when I started hearing people talk about them. Yeah, which I
because that album is amazing. It's so good.
Right.
It's one of their best, and that's like so
really,
late in their career.
It's not one of those times where I was going, oh, now they're popular. You know, it was more like it got people into it. And I thought that was really cool because then people were looking up old stuff.
Because it's like with that kind of music, it's like you don't want to discourage people from
I think everyone
because nobody is gonna like it. It's gonna be so.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It shouldn't be exclusive at all. That kind of thing.
Yeah, no, because I was watching a documentary on like a no wave scene, and then Swans happened to be one of the early bands, and I was like, what? They were like that old?
Yeah, Thurston Moore was in Swans in the beginning of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
They've been churning out stuff for decades. So yeah, they've been around a long time. It took a long time for them to ever make any money off of it, and I think that, especially after the Seer and everything, they were able to be like, Swans officially is a moneymaker now, even if not a ton more, but just popular.
Well, I think it established them as like, oh, they're like, now that they're making music again, and it's this good, and it's this ambitious. I feel like they were finally taken serious as the artists they are, and not like the weirdos they were when they were in the no wave scene.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true. Yeah.
And so I feel like, you know, Jira especially was finally like, all right, you've done a couple other bands now. You're an artist. You can do it, even though it's like the same chord for 30 minutes.
Is it Jira? I thought it was.
I believe it's Jira.
I've never heard it said.
Is it Gira?
No, it just
I could be
looks
wrong.
like
Gira?
I don't know. I've just
Maybe
like
maybe
Jira,
it's because Chris Estrada always says Jira, so maybe maybe that's why.
Whatever.
I don't know.
I was just asking.
Yeah. How are their live shows though?
Amazing.
They're totally incredible, and
Best one you've seen?
was when I was in the front, when we were really close to the front.
But
Was
we
that
saw
the
Godspeed
Roxy?
at a church, that was cool.
Yeah, but that's not Swans.
Yeah, the Roxy. Oh, the
you
Roxy
mean in
was
general
cool.
or Swans?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying in general. Would you say?
Oh,
that
I'm
was the best
sorry.
show you've seen?
Well, actually, still the same one I'm talking about. The
Okay,
same
there you
best
go.
Swans
All
show. Yeah, that was at the Roxy.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh,
that was a really.
so
I mean, I hadn't
good.
been to the Roxy until then actually, but it was really small.
Yeah, it was really small, so it was super
Maybe
intimate.
I don't know. Was there a second room? Is there a second room at that place?
I don't care, but we were in one room.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was amazing.
That was cool.
Your feet hurt, your eyes hurt, your ears hurt,
Damn.
and you get exhausted
They were
because
so
you're
loud.
standing there for 2 hours,
Yeah.
and there's no break. They just don't stop. You're watching these guys, and a bunch of them end up having to take their shirts off and stuff.
That's what's
'cause it's just- or
amazing
they-
about it. Is
They'll
there's
just come out with their
these
shirts
50-year-old men now, and they're all
Damn.
hairy.
and they just kill it, and they sweat like crazy, and they just never stop. So you never get to stop, and it's like super exhausting.
Yeah, they hold you there. They
And,
really do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so rewarding. You know, that feeling.
Yeah, there's literally like usually when you have a long show like that and a band that's very punishing, they don't play long enough to where it comes back around and it's like you get like the endorphins from staying there for so long.
Yeah.
It's like runner's high, but for like the masochistic listener.
Yeah, I guess. Remember when the band members started to come out, and I went, woo!
Oh yeah,
I
they were
was
like,
so
"Shut up,
excited. I
Thyme."
was so excited. And one
The
of
band was like, "Shut up,
Yeah,
Thyme."
one of the dudes in the band was like, shook his head and handed me, was like, no, and I went, I was just excited. And then as soon as Michael Jarrett came out, everyone burst and just started clapping. I'm like, oh, so now it's fine.
Well, because
You
the
know?
band was out at that point.
I
He was the
but
last one.
but I liked that guy.
It's like what they do. They
the
do
stuff
this
he does
intro
on his
often.
crazy slide is nuts. He's amazing, and I was clapping for
Well,
him. I was like, woo!
and
And then he's told me to
Harris,
shut up.
Thor Harris, the gong and bell player,
Yeah,
was
he's
already
amazing.
out for a while. You
I know, so
getting
what,
a
I
little-
can't cheer?
Getting a little thing going.
I
That's how they
can't-
open the show like most times.
So what? I can't cheer on the nameless Swans members, you know, and I'm only allowed to do it when the main guy
Dude, I don't
is on
think
stage.
Thor
Fuck that.
Harris is the nameless. He looks like a Neanderthal, and that's the
Okay, well,
best
the dude
thing
I
that
whooped
I have
for-
ever seen. This is no offense. I love this band.
I whooped for the first guy that came on.
No, that was the second guy.
The same guy.
That's
Okay, whatever,
That's
whichever
the
guy-
the lap steel player.
Whichever guy shot me up.
Yeah.
No, it must be really inspirational, especially like for you guys too. Like when you guys are doing live show, it could end up being like a long gig. So yeah, but well, I mean, it depends on like the set time too. But,
We wish we could play longer.
yeah.
People
I don't.
people don't let us play long enough.
Okay, that's true. A lot of times I don't wish that.
Yeah, it's the attention span, I guess. It's
Yeah.
better when they're sitting down,
Yeah.
for sure.
Our shows are always better with chairs.
They enjoy it more.
People enjoy it so much more because they're not stuck standing there and feeling impatient.
Yeah.
They're comfortable.
Yeah.
It works a lot better.
Yeah, they can trip out.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, a lot of times I want a shorter set because, people's attention just don't hold it. You can see people getting really fidgety or annoyed, and it's like we have to unfortunately curb our sets to that a lot of times.
Yeah, we usually try to play the songs faster.
We'll shorten or speed up.
Yeah,
They're always longer in recording because we want like a really slow build, usually. Oh, I was gonna say though, the new Brian Eno record, Reflection, is an app where you can play a certain part. You can basically mix the song on your iPhone.
What?
And
cool.
and it goes on forever, and you can hear like a bunch of different ways. So we were thinking about like music that changes a lot over the time. He said it's like a river that you sit by and it's always the same, but it always changes. So
Yeah.
it was like kind of like when we were talking about that. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Now when I listen to that
Something wrong
record,
with your recorder?
No. I always check it because sometimes there are those moments like being an audio student, you just make sure is it recording.
Oh,
make
yeah.
sure is it recording.
I did
Yeah.
videography for a long time, so it's the same.
yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing. I had journalism, so recorders, want to make sure it's keeping going.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's just like a little habit. Whenever you guys play your show, because I know you guys always remember your parts really well, but do you guys ever get lost in certain things, or like is it pretty much spot on? Like you already know when to come in.
You saying because the music is entrancing that?
Well, it's very
It's long.
it's just very layered and orchestrated in like a certain way with especially all those pedals, you know. So so if I feel like if one thing goes wrong, then I don't know if that could like ruin the entire song, because like
one thing goes wrong, it
definitely.
ruins the whole fucking thing.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's not
there's
true.
nothing
Well,
there.
It can.
there are lots
It certainly can.
It can, but there are lots of times we make little, small things or things we wish we did better, and I don't think that the crowd's any,
That's true.
They weren't aware.
There are moments where like a certain part can be louder than we want.
Yeah, I tell Ryan sometimes I like to have a note to myself that's just like a super, a crazy abbreviated post-it note size version.
Some craziness
Each,
that no one would understand.
Even if it's like even if it's like a 16-minute song or whatever, it's nice to have that, because that way, for me, I like to see, just that part. It'll just say 2 words, and I'll know, like, that's when that part is. So that I can. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'll say.
All right.
It'll say like Ebo riff to Ice Field, and I'm like, oh, perfect. So then I can just focus on one thing or another, and I can get more into it, because a lot of times there's improvisation involved, especially on my end for sure.
Just about every
Yeah,
time.
all of our shows have improvisation in them, so I can focus on that and know exactly what I'm going to do next. But besides that, we typically just know our songs really well.
Yeah. I think by the time we're playing songs live, by the time we release it to you, like I think we're really learned in it, and we just know it like the back of our hands.
Yeah,
so
we
don't really take many chances with like we don't take wild card chances with songs we don't play very often, because they're if we mess them up, they're awful. So it's like there's no not messing it up. You have to play it perfect. So.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering, this is for Ryan, but because you said you were in a punk band beforehand, right, before Rare Form.
Mm-hmm.
But then like you have like all these pedals and stuff too. So at home, were you just experimenting by yourself, even though you weren't into those kind of groups? Like,
no, I think I was not closed-minded about what punk is, and I think that punk is often doing whatever you want, especially with music. And so I think that having many pedals, and if I were to play with all those pedals in a punk band, I would still use just about all of them.
Oh, so you still did have like
No, I had like 3 or 4 pedals when I played in that band.
Oh, okay.
But I think having everything that I have now would only enhance the music that I played back then.
Oh, okay.
So,
You've been playing music for a long time too.
Yeah. What do you mean? Well, why?
Oh, I'm just saying. Yeah. Why is that so weird to say?
No, it's not. I was just like wondering what you meant by it.
Oh, I mean.
I thought you've been doing it for a long time.
Okay.
So maybe what she's saying is that since you've been doing it for a long time, you were able to figure out how everything worked out in the pedals, and just like how, I don't know, like just how everything works.
Yeah, well, I think
Practice
I take
what you like to do.
I think I
You have
continue.
the flow. Like that's
Yeah, thanks. I think I take the ideas of punk. I think our music is very punk, because I think it's rooted in the ideas of like simplicity and aggression and whatever it is that you want to portray. So I think in those ways the music is only punk.
Music is only punk. Then anything weird would you be able to say that any music could be psychedelic?
Yeah. I mean
that's what
psychedelic has
too.
certain qualities, but
More
so does punk though.
Yeah.
And those qualities are just different. So
Right, yeah, no, that's true.
I think our music is both psychedelic and punk.
Yeah. Now, I wanted to ask about. I think you talked to me about this at a recording studio, like at Rollies before. But just about the because as I was listening to this album, 6 Months in Hiding, I just kept staring at the album cover, just hoping that somebody would possibly appear. But where that cover come from? Ooh, it's the OG.
Yeah, it's got dust on it.
Even better, like more points.
That's unedited though.
Yeah, that's just that's the what do you call it? The disposable camera photo of that. That was my sister's first wedding.
She doesn't like to know that. She wouldn't like to know that we have a picture of her first
I told
wedding.
my mom to tell her that I used it.
I know,
so.
your mom said don't do that, and then we were like, well...
No, she said I could.
So. She did?
Yeah,
She
yeah,
gave
yeah,
you
yeah.
her blessing? I didn't
Look
realize
I have
that.
the photo.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
I've always loved that photo.
Yeah, I love that photo.
It's at my sister's first wedding, and it's terrible lighting, and the candles were lit. I'm not sure why. Nobody was there at that time. I remember when this photo was taken. And there was cake that nobody had eaten yet, and I thought that was really interesting. If there's the image, you put that out there, it looks like this is a cake for no one, So I like the idea of that.
I got to design the album cover, which was great based on this photograph. And so there was a lot of editing that needed to be done, which is the real photograph. It's very deceitful in how much I did alter it for the album.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like it to me, but I guess if I looked at it
if
side by side.
I mean, if you're using Photoshop or Lightroom correctly, it shouldn't look like you use them at all, I mean, in a realistic photo anyway. So I changed the lighting a bit, got rid of some things that I found distracting or unnecessary in there.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you did that.
But tried to also, like some metal chair legs and stuff that were in there. I got rid of that cord on the wall, not necessary stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I still tried to be super true to the image because it's still absolutely, like, you recognize it when you see it. It looks a lot like that. But, because Ryan and I were totally taken by it when we saw it, and we were like, this is so pretty and dismal and strange.
I feel like it just embodies the feeling of the album in general, especially with the name. If it's just kind of an absence,
Right. Yeah.
and I think that's why we liked it the most. Is that it just not only did it feel like the music, we already just loved the image by itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it worked for us thematically.
Yeah.
No,
a lot.
It definitely does fit the way the album sounds too.
Yeah, because I mean it's pink. If you look at it, like
it's funny, but it's so dark at the same time.
I the first impression that I had is, well, this is dark,
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you feel that. I'm really glad that you feel
Not-
it.
I think dismal was the right word, Thyme.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Not like the Disneyland haunted house dark, but like, it's more of like this kind of like absence.
Actual haunted house.
Yeah, actual I'm fucking kill you haunted house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think absence is the main theme of the whole record. So
the general mysteriousness and a vagueness, a lack of spoon-fed information.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, because there's stuff to look at in it, but it's not like a bunch of subjects. It doesn't let you know, giving you an impression of what it's gonna be.
Would you say that was a wedding? Could you realize that, like, as a spectator?
I don't know if I would when I see it.
Well,
I don't think so.
Now that you say it's wedding, it now I'm like, okay, it kind of makes sense, but it's almost kind of like one of those it's like before preparation kind of a deal of some sort of party. That's how
like setting up,
or like a gathering.
Yeah, I like how it's kind of like a party that nobody came to.
The weirdest part were the candles for me. I don't know.
The candles are the weirdest part.
Yeah,
they looks like a seance.
Yeah, that's the thing, because like if those were out of the way, then I could have guessed like that, okay, maybe this could just be like even a meeting or something like that. But just having the candles in there, I thought it was something maybe religious, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. It looks ceremonial.
Well,
and we're really into that kind of thing.
Kind of ritualistic.
Into ritual,
ritual, tribal,
a lot of our music.
Ceremonial.
Yeah, a lot of our music, when listened to, especially with like consistent piano melodies and things like that, will be very tribal, like you said. Yeah, super rhythmic, the kind of hypnotic.
Yeah, a lot
like trying to feel.
A lot of the rhythm is tribal, and a lot of the rhythm is
and some of the vocals too that are just sounds and not words. Kind of. There's definitely influence in that, just from just interest in ancient ceremony and procedure and cultures. Yeah, is totally.
And interestingly enough, my sister and the rest of my family are very religious. Yeah. So this was a religious wedding for sure. So that's actually kind of accurate that you said that. Religious. I know we are, if anything but I think it's interesting that you said it was church-like because my family is so religious, and it must
So
have been a lot of. That was, you know what? That was at a church.
This was at a church. Okay.
Now that I think about
probably how
it,
they
it was
got
in the
it. It's
church common room that they like rented out.
Yeah, I could tell with the chairs.
So you just went straight from like we just got married to here's the party.
Yeah.
Like it's like,
wow.
Yeah.
which was kind of convenient. I was like, yeah, I don't want to drive everywhere. This is great.
I know that is the.
I could have if they weren't drinking, but if they were drinking, I could have a beer before the wedding, get kind of buzzed so it's not so boring, and then go back and finish the job.
Yeah.
Let's continue this convo. Just wanted to go to this one of the track on your album that I listened to the whole way, and I enjoyed every bit of it. Road to Awe.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm so glad it's that one.
Yeah, and I'm starting to like a lot of these really long tracks because it's almost like a journey into some unknown place, and like that I feel like I get that a lot, especially listening to your music.
That's great.
And so I just wanted to get into that track a little bit, and especially with a track going in 20 minutes, does that happen? Was that kind of already planned? Like, all right, we're gonna make a track of this length, or is it kind of coincidentally turn into like a 20-minute song after jamming?
Well, we never plan on a song length at all.
Yeah. Ever.
We will talk about how we want it to like transition lengthwise.
And you can get a sense of how long it's going to be as you're going along, of course.
Yeah, yeah. And there's always it's carefully orchestrated in that way, but it's not like we never think about the time itself. We'll go, oh, maybe this one's probably around 10 minutes, and then it might end up being
14 or
8
18.
or 14
Yeah.
or however we want to change it.
Whatever happens. Like you said, we always are longer in recordings too.
Right, yeah.
But with that song, for sure, I mean, that was like one of the first songs we ever wrote.
Yeah.
And we wrote it
really?
a few months after I started playing the keyboard, because I've only been playing for a couple years.
She's very...
Really?
I've only...
She's a natural at pretty much everything she does. But.
No, I've only started playing pretty much since we decided to start this band.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I learned how to play...
You had piano lessons though, right?
No, I've never had piano lessons.
Wait, I thought you did.
No, I wish. That would be awesome. I would learn so much.
Interesting.
I would like to do that at some point in my life.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought
would
that.
love to get piano lessons. I love classical music. But in any case, I didn't...
You've learned so much, though.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I think she's got a huge will to learn everything about something. Like she knows a ton about mythology and, all kinds of things. So it's like, I think that's easy for her. It's natural for her to want to pursue something all the way.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. No,
I know a little about a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
No, that's impressive though. I mean, starting out piano for only that long, and yet like you're already doing so much in the band.
And dude, that song has a lot of piano in it. Too.
Yeah,
it does, and
that's probably why.
One of the first.
You were trying to play piano.
Yeah, one of the first jams I ever wrote on piano at all. Of course, I'd only been messing around, never a full song until that point. And the thing is, one thing that I know that I have confidence in myself in is my ability to replicate a vision in my head. And so for me, when I was younger, when I listened to music, even though I couldn't play instruments, I had an exact ear for what I wanted to hear, what I wanted to change, and what I thought was wrong with it. Instead of just going, this is bad. I really picked it apart a lot. So when I started playing keyboard and when I started playing piano, when we were going into this, we talked about it, and I knew what we wanted it to sound like.
Yeah,
so it's like it didn't matter that I didn't know how to play, because I was just gonna make that sound.
Because Rare Form kind of came out of thin air.
Right, and so then we wrote that song. So, which is still one of the most fun songs for me to play now.
Yeah, I think it's one of our most important songs, I would say.
Yeah, especially because it was so early on.
And there's a lot more material, obviously, that you haven't heard too. So.
Oh yeah.
So that stands out within. And I think that song will always stand out.
For us, yeah. But I'm glad that you feel that way.
Yeah.
That's nice. I have no idea what people think.
So. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's not only just about the length or anything like that, but I think it's just the way everything flowed. I was kind of like, oh, this is kind of cool, So
that's awesome.
I just thought it was really, really nice. But well, what was I gonna say?
We love that song.
Yeah, I think it's probably the way it progresses too. It's like, I think you can literally cut that song in half to like 11 in 9 minutes, or
and you would get
10 minutes.
one full
You could
arc.
you could actually take it and you could call that a track.
Yeah, that would, like I've said,
And
that
then
would be
nobody
the whole
would
journey.
nobody would ever notice.
And then there's another one. It's like a.
Yeah, what's that?
Then there's another one. It's just funny.
Yeah.
Goes
And
up.
so like it's kind of cut in half. And I think that helps people want to listen to that build up,
Digest.
and get to that climax, and come back down, and then go back up. You know, and that's kind of what the song does. So.
I have to listen to that song again.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it in a
Gotta
while.
play that song again.
Yeah,
That's been a while.
I still play the riff from my main part all the time just to warm up.
I think
that's
that's
so fun.
Yeah,
to play.
that piano riff at the end is extremely memorable.
I love that. What?
It's extremely memorable.
Are you mad that I sang it out loud with my
Yeah, in the.
What does it matter? It's for
No,
Kazu.
it's-
Kazu's hearing it right now.
No,
Something
it's-
I would say.
It just shows like how much you guys love the song. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
it's great. It's
I don't know.
great.
I sing everything, so I don't think it
It's
does.
very
but-
candid. You've got us very candid here, sitting on the floor and like.
No, it's very cool. That's what I like about it. But you got.
It's supposed to be.
I remember you were saying that like there was a lot of unreleased materials that you guys haven't put out to this world yet, but I did see a snippet that you guys are actually recording a second album
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, definitely. We have written all the songs and
Oh,
practiced
wow.
all the songs for the second album. How many are there?
There's 5, maybe 5.5, or maybe like 5 in an interlude. It's like a cover that we want to do, but it's pretty short.
Yes,
so.
it's shorter than the first album, but we find it very solid. We're really happy with it.
Yeah, we might put it right in the middle, I think. Right
Yeah.
in the middle of the album.
Yeah,
Kinda.
that one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about as a transition. But we're having a lot of fun recording it, and especially because the first time around was both of our first times with a project this intensive.
Yeah,
And-
with an insane amount of production.
Oh
and,
my
and
God,
mixing
so much
took
work.
forever, and we all
And
did it all together. So it's like
It's a total team effort between us and our sound engineer, Rolly,
Mm-hmm.
who's just awesome.
Shout out to Rolly.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Rolly.
Yeah, hell yeah.
of course.
And yeah, it's like now that was definitely my first time at all doing anything like that, recording any of that stuff. So now the second time around, it's so refreshing to be just so much better at it. We're just,
Well, it was like
we're really on
yeah.
the ball this time around. We figured out a lot of shortcuts last time, and we're trying to, not skimping on quality, but
and there's a
Yeah.
concentrated effort to make these songs concise
yeah.
because this piece of music isn't as long as our first.
Did we release
it's not
one
supposed
of
to
those
be.
songs?
What's that?
Did we release one of those songs?
No, we did not.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember.
So the
Sorry.
difference is you guys are actually trying to kind of shorten. some
Yeah, because the
things.
piece of the music has to be fleeting. It can't overstay its welcome. You
Yeah,
know?
we find these to be a little bit punchier, and they kind of
Yeah.
a lot of parts in the song. So
Yeah.
for that kind of thing, yeah, it's so easy to stay in too long.
Right.
Yeah, punchier is a good way to describe
Yeah,
it.
I mean
Punchier,
this,
okay.
and yeah, definitely one theme is gonna be like it's a more feminine album too.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. The anger is more. I don't want to say mature, but mature really sounds like the right word. Not in like age, but like in
in sound.
sound.
Yeah.
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 Definitely.
As much as I love the early harsh sounds on the first record, I think these are more developed.
Yeah, we're just doing our next thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're super excited knowing that
We've been working on it
we
a long
have
time.
all the material. We've been working on it since we finished recording 6
We
months.
didn't stop at all. We just picked breath.
No, we
now.
just kept going.
I think
Yeah.
I think it continues the excitement even more. It's I think.
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna do like a small label for it too.
Yeah.
We've
Yay.
got
It should be
Alright.
great.
Plans for. We're gonna release the first record first though on double LP.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty excited for you guys, man. But
thank
also
you.
another thing that I thought was cool was because whenever I listen to you guys' music, it's almost like, even though like it's going into this, just theoretically speaking right here, but like it feels like you're going into this unknown, but also searching for something, and I feel like a lot of this inspiration comes from the fact that you guys travel a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
like,
can see what you mean.
yeah.
Do you have something else to say?
Oh no, that's it. I guess what I was about to say was like, from traveling, does that give you a lot of ideas to your tracks and a lot of your ideas to music?
The sense of wanderlust, I think, is present in the music. I think kind of like I said that our new album is going to be fleeting. I think that sense of life being fleeting is what makes us travel. What makes because transience makes you want to enjoy the moment, and so I think the music is like that too.
Right.
Do you have anything to say about that?
There are definitely times when we're traveling around, like when we went to see those performers in traditional Thailand dance and whatever, and they did the fingernail dance and stuff, all that plucking on their strings, like there are definitely times where we hear sounds when we're out and about that we did not expect to hear.
Oh my God, you're so right.
And we go, oh my God, pull out your freaking phone and just take a sample of this because we have to remember to do something like this.
There you go. All right.
And so it definitely, like, I can't say at all that, like, we just walk around going, oh, there's my inspiration, because the fact is we both write so many of the songs, and I tend to be a song starter, if you would agree, Ryan. Like,
you're much more of a starter than you are a finisher.
Yeah, and I go through and finish it with you, but you're more.
No, but you've got like the vision. I think that's one
it's
thing. It's
because I'm
share,
a big picture person.
Is that we both always have a vision of what the song is, way before it exists.
Yeah, Ryan's a lot more present than I am. I'm a really big picture person. He's a small picture person. He sees what's right in front of him, and I see the whole arc. So I go, this is what it's going to be like. And then he goes, well, what about this part?
So
we work together to build the whole thing.
Yeah.
But from starting songs and thinking of ideas like that stuff, it's so rare that I'm just going about my life and all of a sudden I think of something. It's not like inspiration, it's not like a lightning bolt moment. It's not like that at all. I think it's a lot more humble than that. I think it's just being,
I think it's just being taken by life, Yeah. Like if, like the instance in Thailand with, I think that one guy was playing like a 1-string instrument, like I don't know what. But it sounded amazing, and it was extremely simple and tribal and entrancing. And I think that's often what our music is composed of. So I guess we do hear and see things in travel that I would have never thought about until this moment. Like I just would have gone like, oh, I love that sound, I want to create something like that, but I never would make the connection to travel.
That's the direct influence. That's a lot more. That's hard to come by.
Yeah.
Occasionally hear that. But, for us, it's totally rare. But I think that besides those moments and those feelings, besides when I capture a feeling you felt somewhere,
right?
It's a lot more like the music and our love of travel tend to be separate. They're two separate, huge interests.
Yeah, they're just things that cross over in those moments when you are enjoying music and you are enjoying travel, or you're enjoying just the sounds. You're
enjoying the sounds of the people and the feeling you get when you look at certain places and certain nature, and sometimes you want to recreate moments like that in sound, but you're not necessarily standing there going, oh, if these mountains had a thing, it'd be like, you're not like thinking about that. But there are definitely lots of parts in the songs, and we'll listen to them back and not even think about it and go, oh man, this part sounds intense, like this time we were there, that sort of thing totally happens to us. This sounds like you're floating here, oh, remember that time. So it's like, it's interesting to think about any connection there might be.
I also think that people don't think about the sounds around them enough.
Right, yeah.
Definitely.
And how amazing they can be, and I think people should just listen.
Yeah, actually,
listen to things.
My dad is like that, because he was a sound mixer.
So he would know.
So we'll just pass by this escalator and it'll make that sound that goes and he'll grab he'll grab a recorder and he'll record it and
you know what's interesting you say about that? Since I was 17, Ryan's 19, we were starting to do that too.
I've always done that.
Yeah.
As long as I've had a cell phone,
I should say we started doing it together and for each other to hear.
Yeah.
At that age.
Oh yeah. You would be like, listen to the sound. What does this sound like?
Which is really interesting because that was totally before we ever had a band,
but it's the same thing.
Or a plan to make a band at all, or even talked about it. I remember working at Cold Stone, and the metal chairs when you're putting them away would make this bang on the sidewalk a gong.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god! So I'd record it, and then I'd go meet Ryan late at night or whatever, and meet up, and we'd just talk about these sounds and what cool thing could we do with them, and until finally, a year later, we were like, we should make a band, whatever.
That's amazing. That to me, just to have that connection and talk about sound is wow. That just blew my mind.
Yeah, it was sound, purely sound. It wasn't always music. It was just listen to this breeze I heard.
Yeah.
Listen to the strange
you have to
noise.
be open enough to be that much of a weirdo with somebody, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, I mean, I was, like, recording the sound of the ice machine in the Starbucks in the Barnes & Noble that I worked at.
Oh, I know. That thing is crazy.
And it makes this beautiful, like sucking water sound, but it's this peaceful kind of river flow at the same time. But you know that it's not a river. Like, it does not sound like a river. And it has this drone of the machine, too. And so, like, I mean, to sit there and put my ear next to that and listen to it is kind of, you know, to tell somebody, like, hey, I fucking listen to you. It's kind of weird, you know? Like,
it is weird to tell somebody. It is weird. No, it's true, because we would be talking about it, and it's funny.
I put my ear up to this ice machine. Like,
to this day, it's funny to bring back things and go, like, remember when I saw my little cousin last week? She did this weird thing, and I recorded it, and now it's going to be the intro to her song. Right. You know, which has happened.
Oh, yeah, with Ellie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we recorded for the beginning of You're Safe Here. There's a sample on there.
It's just the sound of wind chimes blowing and my cousin running toward me and calling for me.
I wanted to use it because I figured it was so serene. I loved... I loved how innocent it was and how pure.
Wow. No,
once you put it into the music, it's really haunting and creepy. But it started out as something so beautiful.
Yeah, actually, I thought that was your voice for some reason.
No,
on the credit, it said vocals by Thyme. So.
Oh yeah. Of course.
That's like under.
But
samples.
This is a sample. Yeah, that's definitely. So it's just like things like that. Things you hear in life are so important.
So sample credits. And
yeah, I should. We should. So people don't think
Barnes
it's
and Noble.
Barnes and Noble Ice Machine. Shout out to them.
Ice Machine, it's the best. At the Barnes and Noble in not Los Feliz, this was my middle school. Aliso Viejo. Listen to that Ice Machine. That's just tight.
Yeah, I was thinking about sound a little bit and like just how manipulative it is, you know, because even like for Star Trek, you know, those like door that just goes like that.
Oh yeah, I love that sound.
That's actually the sound is coming from the toilet from the train in Europe.
Oh my god, that suction! That totally makes sense.
So when you like flush it, it goes.
It does that like in airplanes too.
Yeah,
it just shoots your shit out or whatever.
No fucking way.
Yeah, so
really?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I learned that in my class, and I was like, what?
That's so cool. You know, I've seen people do the behind the scenes, like for movies and stuff, making sounds. I think I'd be so good at that.
Oh yeah,
turning doorknobs to make it sound
extremely good at that.
To make it sound like guns clocking and loading. That kind.
Oh my god,
love
you have a new occupation.
I like to do that with my voice too all the time. Just again, it's mimicking. It's just making what you hear in your head or see in your head. You know? It's so fun. That's so cool. I had no idea about that suction sound.
Yeah. That's awesome.
No, that's what I think is really cool. So like maybe one day like I could kind of see you guys get into doing like a soundtrack or
we've always wanted to do that.
Like something visual like included.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. For that same song, You're Safe Here, we have like Thyme has a storyboard written and she's gonna make the video for it.
It's all ready.
She's an editor and does a bunch of stuff with films.
Yeah, I do video editing for my job. And then I used to be a videographer and a photographer, like weddings, parties, whatever the event was for hire. I did that for years.
With her gramps.
With my grandpa, who was awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he's like really old time.
And he knows,
like really old, grumpy
he knows
man
a lot
time.
about a lot. And he showed me so much about videography and everything. And then, so I love that stuff. I love filming. I love editing. It's so tedious, and I really enjoy it. I'm excited. When I get a good enough camera, I have everything set up, the scenes and stuff ready to shoot for.
You could probably buy one of your grandpas.
Yeah, I probably could.
That's pretty cool. Now, I wanted to get into, just before wrapping up, just maybe I'll have like one or two more questions, but this is a pretty common band question. How did you guys end up with or come up with the name Rare Form to put it for this band?
I think I don't remember who originally came up with it, but yeah, it was you, right? Thyme originally came up with it, and I think we just knew what we wanted the music to sound like.
I remember we were driving. We were on a road trip. We were on a road trip. I think we just come back from like Sequoia or something. Or maybe it was,
Yosemite.
Maybe it was coming back from Yosemite, and we were just in this town. And I was looking out the window, and Ryan was driving, and I just thought of it, and then I told it to him, and then we were like, okay, that's probably just gonna be it.
Wow. I don't remember that specific moment.
Yeah, I remember it. We passed a tire shop and like a Wiener Schnitzel, and I was like,
wow,
rare
you have a good memory.
form. I was like, it's kind of hard to say. You were like, no, I like it, and then that was it.
Yeah, I think it's because it just fits music. It fits everything that rare form is. We've always known what rare form is, and that has never like changed. It's always been the same.
Well, at least is or what we like it to be.
Yeah, or what we try to
But
make.
we hope
Yeah.
that it sounds good.
Yeah.
We're like, oh.
Yeah, no, I mean to us at least.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
yeah.
I mean that's all that matters.
What it means. What it means to us as a project.
Yeah.
No, definitely fits. I was no for the show. What I do is at the end I'll play the artist's song. So I was wondering, would you guys like to pick a song that you want the audience to hear?
What are the songs?
You could do Closet, or I mean, depends on how long you want to give.
It doesn't matter. Let's see. You guys could.
Are you gonna play part of the song or the whole song?
I'll play the whole song.
The whole song? Then we
Yeah.
should pick something shorter.
Closet.
Put Closet, Pete. That's a crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
Closets.
We have so few of those. So pick one of them.
Yeah, no, if you want to please the crowd.
I just
Closet.
said that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd say, I think that's good.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, it's also a great song. That's not the only reason that.
Yeah, I like it.
Only pick it because it's a crowd.
No, I like it.
Yeah. No, I just want to say thank you so much for participating. I mean, I was able to learn so much about you guys from this. So
Of course.
because we don't necessarily speak to each other that much. So like.
I think we do, but we don't sit there talking about music the whole time.
Yeah, thank you.
And I think that's refreshing.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us
Yeah.
and talking to us about this stuff. We should see you more often.
Yeah.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it.
Yeah. Thank you. that's it. That was my conversation with Rare Form. Aren't they awesome? If you guys want to hear more music from Rare Form, I posted their Bandcamp link in the description box below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel because more episodes will be coming. Also, I'll be posting album reviews as well, so stay tuned. My name is Kazu, and I'll see you next time. Peace!